It's hard to imagine now, but in the early 20th century, the Mona Lisa wasn't the global sensation she is today. Certainly, her enigmatic smile drew admiration, and her status as a Leonardo da Vinci masterpiece earned her a reputation. But she was just another celebrated painting among many, tucked inside the grand halls of the Louvre Museum in Paris. That is, until a bold heist in 1911 turned her into one of the greatest cultural icons of all time. This is the story of the great heist of the Mona Lisa, a tale of ambition, nationalism, and intrigue that would spark international headlines and cement her place in the annals of art history forever. It was the morning of August 21st, 1911, and the Louvre was bustling with activity. Tourists strolled its corridors, artists painted replicas of masterpieces, and the usual hum of admiration filled the air. Among the museum staff was Vincenzo Peruggia, an Italian handyman who'd been working to install protective glass panels over some of the Louvre's most prized artworks. Everything seemed normal, until it wasn't. Dressed in the white smock of a museum worker, Peruggia blended seamlessly into the background. He moved through the museum hallways like one of the countless employees, unnoticed and unassuming. But beneath that quiet demeanor, Peruggia was a man with a secret plan. At that time, the Mona Lisa was displayed in the Salon Carré, a grand gallery. During the early hours of the morning, the room fell silent. No prying eyes, no lingering visitors. It was the perfect moment. In an act of astonishing audacity, Peruggia lifted the Mona Lisa, frame and all, from her wall hooks and slid her out of the protective glass case he had helped install. Taking advantage of her modest size, he concealed the masterpiece under his smock. And with the Mona Lisa pressed against his chest, Vincenzo Peruggia strode straight out of the Louvre into the Paris streets. Across the city, no one suspected that inside the Grand Museum, a masterpiece was missing. Visitors wandered the halls, staff went about their duties, and all seemed calm. But when a painter arrived to set up his easel in the Mona Lisa's usual spot, he found only an empty wireframe and a bolt anchored to the wall. The museum staff was baffled. Initially, they assumed the painting had been removed for routine cleaning or photography. Yet as hours stretched into the afternoon, the realization settled like a chill. The Mona Lisa had been stolen. News of the heist spread like wildfire. Within days, the whole world was talking about the missing masterpiece. French police shut down the Louvre for an entire week to conduct an investigation, combing through the building from floor to ceiling. Figures from the art world, like the poet Guillaume Apollinaire and even the young, up-and-coming artist Pablo Picasso, were detained and questioned, though ultimately cleared. The theft left authorities baffled. How could someone slip out of one of the most renowned museums with arguably its most valuable painting? Despite their hunches and leads, the trail went cold. Days turned into months, and months turned into years. The Mona Lisa had vanished. But in late 1913, a small breakthrough occurred, half a continent away, in Florence, Italy. An Italian art dealer named Alfredo Geri received an unusual letter, signed simply as Leonardo. The writer claimed to possess the Mona Lisa and offered to return her for the right price. Suspicious but intrigued, Geri arranged a meeting at his gallery. When the day arrived, the man who appeared was none other than Vincenzo Peruggia. He proudly unveiled the painting, which had been hidden in a trunk in his modest apartment for over 2 years. Believing himself a patriot, Peruggia explained that he had stolen the Mona Lisa to bring her home to Italy, where he felt she rightfully belonged. But Geri wasn't swayed by Peruggia's romantic justification. The dealer contacted the authorities, who confirmed the painting's authenticity. Vincenzo Peruggia's bold gamble had ended in his arrest. Epilogue: the making of a legend. When the Louvre finally welcomed its stolen treasure back into its halls, the reaction was euphoric.